a man's world.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Single Man's Commission podcast. You're here with me, your favorite one of the two, Regarcy. This is Samuel, it does not matter. We got our guest for today,
It's
Geni.
Geni.
Okay, so there is a different location now, not too far from the usual one. It's a friend of ours' studio, his name is Ratko. If you want to talk about him,
Shout
more.
out to Ratko.
Shout out
Thank
to
you.
Ratko.
Thank you for not inviting us, letting us to
Borrow the studio.
to borrow the studio
Yeah, shoot this one here.
for us horse. We thank you and he is welcome to come.
Okay,
in
when
the
the
podcast.
call us horse.
He's talking about himself. Don't worry.
You don't
You
start
started.
shaming.
You admitted yourself you're a whore.
You don't have to say that to the entire world.
You said it on the
Anyway, this is just going to be random talks between the boys, telling stories. We don't have to be intellectuals every time, even though we're not that much intellectuals.
and you get bored.
Of course, there
sometimes.
is going to be some what did we learn from this encounter, but mostly we're going to let Geni talk. So, Geni,
We say it in Albania. We will talk. Themi Karliqe, domethënë. Kjo është.
yeah,
Random bullshit.
Whatever,
Random bullshit.
Yeah, random bullshit, go. Now, Geni, if you want to talk about yourself.
Yeah, man, of course. I'm 23. I lived in Tirana my whole life.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm from the north part of Albania, though. I'm usually mostly working, let's say, since from the age
Commercial?
of 18. Yeah, I work in sales. I'm like a sales representative, but like not like on the field. I'm more like a sales representative or a consultant in B2B, which is business to business, not business to customer.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great.
The B2B format.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay. So, how long have you been working on your current company?
Well, in the current company, started somewhere new. Basically, we catch or let's say we follow where they pay the best.
Yes.
As everybody.
And we
of
think
course.
later on about how higher can I get on this job. We only look for highest paid job at the moment. That's how the Albanian minds work. But we're gonna
Yeah.
fix that.
We're
Yes.
gonna fix that.
With
by
networking over
time.
time, I believe it's also this idea to learn some business, the way business works, and how to do business with different people, so you can create a network and then perhaps start your own company.
Yeah.
Later on,
Understand
it
your
is a
business.
possibility. Yeah.
As well in Albania, we know that Albania is a small village comparison with
The rest of
Europe
the
and
world, yeah.
the other countries, and if we don't know each other, we have heard of each other.
Yeah.
In interaction and
That's how it
everything,
works.
so it happens. I know a guy who knows a guy,
That's how it usually goes.
Yeah.
and that's why better call Saul. Right.
Product placement.
Leave the jokes to us.
Why
You're
do-
not funny. You are
He's
not funny.
funding us, so
Who? You stealing money from me?
not for you. I've talked with the actor who plays Better Call Saul, Bob Odenkirk.
Okay, this
And
is
he
the
offered
part.
me money.
Wait a minute. Warning: this is the part when Sam goes into his schizophrenic.
This is where he dream talks.
Yeah.
Not dreams. I've talked with people.
Yeah, keep going on schizophrenic roads.
Okay, so we don't want to bore you with
Dumb jokes like Sam.
not
does.
dumb jokes. My jokes are funny anyway.
This is gonna be a personal podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Mostly again, we don't want to ask you for your job because you're on your day off, maybe.
Yeah, this is gonna be some boring like I've done this, I've contacted that, we've talked about this, we led like a meeting. Talking about jobs.
Where
is
is the
boring.
money? Where is the?
Money's in the bank account.
Can I see?
Of
No, of course not.
Of course, his Jewish ass is going to.
This
show
is
money.
something like we Albanians have a problem with.
Yeah.
We don't like to talk about how much money we make.
Yeah,
We never do. If you ask us about how much do you get paid, how much money you make,
Enough.
we
Enough
say enough, and you directly become the enemy.
But you're you, because every Albanian wants to know the other one's wage or.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes.
Yeah.
We don't say.
My business is your business, and your business
It's not my business. And no, we are a little bit, we can say, perverted in that sense.
We like
in a way that we want to know everything the other
we
guy
like
has.
to know stuff which we don't have, or we don't need to know.
We don't need to know.
Yeah,
We talked some stories
Yeah,
some minutes ago,
yeah.
personal stories and stuff, and people want to pry a lot.
Yeah.
But we are, as a new generation, I think we don't have it like, how much money do you make? For me, it's enough for you, okay for me.
Like, and the times that we are right now, basically, let's say it has changed. Like, let's say with my generation, like, of course, we go for where the best possible option is,
yeah.
or job, or I don't know what you can say, like freelancer stuff and
Yeah.
things like that.
Remote job.
We just like to find where the better pay is, but we also have this bad thing, let's say, because we are still lazy. We want that also to be like comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
you cannot get comfortable and think you're gonna get paid.
Yeah,
You
it's
have
just
to,
a
you have to
day-to-day
get,
job.
you have to get out of the
One of
comfort
the
zone.
dumbest Albanian sayings nowadays is get a job for the government so you don't have to work, and then we complain why the government doesn't work.
Work in the governments, you don't have to work.
That's how it goes.
And this is how it
then
goes.
we complain about it. Yeah, it
Government
starts
doesn't
on the
do shit.
Yeah.
The government workers aren't shit. They don't talk to me. I ask questions. They don't know shit. That's how it goes.
Yeah, they don't know their job.
It starts at the individual level at the end of
Yeah.
the day when you
Yeah.
start and do something with your life, you give 100% to it, even if you don't feel like it, even if you
Yeah.
might be bothered by other things going on in your life. Like for example, from our podcast, there has been periods of podcast last year, for example, where we did not upload as much or shoot as much, and we deeply regret it because we
tanked.
focused on other things and then we tanked it.
Yeah, and no, the other thing is that, for example, I had this week to do some kind of wandering around on some
Yeah.
institutions to get some papers for new job appliance. And in some places, mostly on courts, it's very easy to get some documents. Like you go today, you get it tomorrow, because it's 24-hour
It's the procedure.
wait, yeah, the procedure, but you get it. You pay the fee for the paper,
What you're asking for?
what you're asking for, and later you go to your job. When I go to some private institutions to get my documents, for example, my diploma, I have to
Oh
wait
my
2
God.
hours.
Oh my god,
2
that's a long
hours.
process. I know.
It's very bureaucratic, but like I'm not asking you to do me a favor. It's just you give me
It's
my
your job,
diploma.
that's
Basically, your
Yeah.
job is what you're getting paid for.
Yeah, and I pay for the diploma. It's a fee.
Yeah, I know.
It's a little bit expensive as a fee.
I know. I did myself. I did like a course in IT, and at the end, when you get like a certificate or a diploma, let's say, you have to pay like $40.
Yeah, I
But-
paid $60 for my diploma
Yeah,
in my school.
because you did it on university. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like a course. You do like a 1-year course, and you get like a
Yes.
certificate diploma, which is known
Fucked up.
by the government, like from
Yeah.
the Ministry of Schools. You know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's not just $40. But the best thing is that I didn't have to go there and that and to do all the bullshit.
That's
It
a
is
good thing.
handed to you. Basically, when you show up to
Yeah.
take the diploma, like
Yeah, but a lot of times is when you go through these processes and it takes a lot, is because most people try to avoid doing
Yeah.
their job, so they try to postpone it, and they
Yeah.
postpone it for you as well, because it doesn't make a lot of difference if you get it to today or tomorrow or 2 days later to a person that works there, because he's there every day. It's a routine to him. He's on autopilot. But for you, that has to set a schedule, a certain
Yeah.
schedule to go there and make room for it.
It's
It's
an
a
annoying
total
process.
nuisance. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a deadline myself to hand the papers for the application, and I was waiting at my own, not my own school, but the school that I went there for 3 years,
Yeah.
and the people there know me. And like, I'm waiting for my diploma there, and nobody knows anything. The office that hands the papers, it's not open. It's closed because he has gone to eat lunch with his girlfriend or boyfriend, I don't know. And I don't know. and the secretary doesn't know anything. She needs to ask this and that. I'm just like,
Come on.
is it enough?
No,
Torture?
No, it's never enough.
On the institutional state, I don't want to protect the government. It's very easy. I'm applying for this. Okay, you come tomorrow, pay the fee, you go home.
In the, let's say for today, what the government did, what our government is doing is they're trying to be like the Western hemisphere of the world, which basically you go to Albania, you do an application online, they give you like a time frame, 24 hours, 40 hours, 22 hours, whatever it is,
Yes.
and then you will get a document by email. They are trying to do that. Mostly it works, but mostly it is shit.
On the governmental papers, yes. The court papers, for example, need to
Something
go
else,
there.
yeah.
Need to go there. But also in the banks, for example, you have to wait. Just like there
You
are
have-
just two.
You have to wait in line. You
You have to wait in
that's
line,
how many
but-
workers they have.
Yeah, but they are
don't
very
think about it.
yeah, they are very slow. Like for example, just doing a simple payment, paying a fee there, you have to wait in line 30 minutes.
Well,
Even more.
Remove the line. No, like remove the line part. Like for banks and stuff like that, I'm not gonna blame any of the workers. And you know what I want to know why? Because I work myself in different companies. And different companies, in the end of the day, have different system.
Yeah.
Some companies have a perfect system. I swear to God, have a perfect system. You ask something, it comes directly. The process, the computers, the operational system, everything works perfectly fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, there's sometimes crash and shit like that, but it happens. That's why you have
Yeah.
ITs.
Yeah.
Then you go to other places, like sometimes in banks. For a document, you have to wait. You only have one printer. Or it's
Yeah.
not the worker's fault.
Yeah,
It's
they're,
not the
they're
worker's-
short-staffed, and a lot of companies do this.
They're short-staffed and short equipment.
Yes.
Short equipment, sometimes short-minded.
Yeah, a lot of companies have this shady thing going on. I don't know much about the equipment part because I have not worked there. But as far as being short-staffed, when I have to go to a bank to do something, there's like 50 different spots that are completely empty, and there is like 2 workers that have to deal with everything.
You wanna know
And
something
you're
funny?
completely annoyed with it.
You know something funny? Recently I had to do the registration papers on my car. And basically what the government did was this. They added basically some printers with scanners. The document to be accepted should be scanned. You know what's the best part? Like they got at first, I went today and they got a scanner. The system was shut down. You know why? Because there are like 2 operational systems and
Yeah.
like let's say one part wants to do it, but the other part doesn't want to approve it. And they're like, there are 2 different, like let's say 2 different offices which have to co-work together to
Yes.
get that thing going on. Like the other office doesn't want because they got
It's
beef with
this
you.
pet.
They got
Yeah.
beef with you and like, oh, we don't want to do it. I went there, waited in line, like I went at 7 a.m. to be the first guy in line. That would open at 8:30 a.m.
Yes.
I was with the first guy in line, and basically I just got out of there with nothing. I had to go there the next day.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thank God. I saw their friend, which I had in my IT course, who recently started working there, and he was like, "Yo, bro, let me tell you this. Today isn't gonna happen anything. If anything goes on working, I'll let you know." I was like, "Don't worry, I'm not coming again today because I gotta work." I went the next day. Thank God. Thank God.
Only
like,
3 days.
Thank God, like basically they came on the same mind and like, okay, we're gonna co-work now together, and like the scanners are working, the system is working, and they will approve the documents which they are scanned.
Yes, it's the
And I could-
pettiness, the pettiness
And
with the relationships they have
Basically,
with
then I
each
could
other.
get the papers from my car so I don't get fined when I drive.
Yeah, and you have to pay a cap to let you
No,
go.
Basically, I don't do that shit. Like people here in Albania, they love the part, like just
Corruption.
yeah. Basically, everywhere they go, I'm not. If you don't take it when I'm coming to you and I'm talking politely, and you are not doing your job, I'm not gonna hand you money under the desk. No.
No.
I'm gonna hand you a $5 in front of your face, basically a slap. I'm not that guy who will hand you money under the desk. No, I'm the guy who will,
Metaphorical slap or deserved slap?
both ways. I will spit in your face.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will become a Karen, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you're
It's
not a
nice.
Karen if they deserve it, because Karens usually just
Yeah.
do it for no
Complain,
reason.
complain for no reason, just
Yeah.
for attention.
But yeah, it's a huge problem, corruption here,
Yeah.
because even though people complain all the time about corruption, you can't really have corruption if there is nobody to hand money. under the desk. If everybody did the same type of thing that you do, okay, perhaps not slap them, but complain about it and didn't budge on their morals until the job is done.
And the other thing is that the corruption, which is like on 90% of institutions, it's very common. Just a question, do you think that by time the level will decrease or will stay the same?
No,
Or
we
increase?
learned it from the Italians.
Yeah, we had a lot of influence, like even in
Corruption
communism.
in Albania has been learned from the Italians, like basically Second World War, when south of Albania was for Italy, like the south, middle, like Tirana and below, was taken over by the Italians. Like
We were occupied. by
Yeah.
them,
our government buildings are built from the Italians. Like
Mostly 99%. It's true.
everything is
Of
built
course,
from the
because
Italians.
you were left with, after the age of the Ottomans, you were left with a populace that was 95% illiterate.
No.
Like they couldn't read, they couldn't do
That's
math.
right. They,
So
they,
of
don't,
course-
they don't know their own language.
Yes, and so of course with a population like this, you're going to have, you're going to open the way for dictatorships and
Of
corruption
course.
and things like that. And even though communism achieved some success in not having
Electrifying,
people, not having people be
Electrifying,
completely
some jobs.
illiterate and completely incompetent, it still left this corruption mindset because back then people, since they didn't actually have enough, or even if they had enough money, they could not buy more than they were.
What was allowed.
That was allowed by the state. They had to do this underhand dealings. Like I work at the chocolate factory, you work at the, I don't know, cheese factory, so we have to do this underhand.
I have a lot of milk, you have a lot of cheese, for example, and just like exchanging. Or as we say in Albania, surviving. Be a tot keqen.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the. Do you think? No, I have to ask. We talked with Gersi a little bit about, like, the communism impact, which we are now 34 or 33 years.
34, yeah.
Yeah, 34.
Like
If we-
90 fell down.
Yeah, if we don't count the 90,
We
the
didn't count
91,
the 90, yeah.
still we are going to the 35.
30 plus years.
35
Just
years on the transitional period, which is
Which is
not
never gonna end.
transitional,
Which is never gonna
never
end.
gonna end. And the impact of the communism is still like not valid, but like too much
It's still
around.
ongoing.
It's too
still
much
going.
around.
Yeah.
And the other problem is that the mistakes of the 1945 generation, the part that they approved the system and everything, we are facing today their mistakes.
Yeah.
Just like we've born in a,
Because
we've born in a
the way
fucked up a little bit.
the way
Please.
authoritarian systems work is they ingrain themselves into people through propaganda, and it becomes a way of life.
Yeah.
So the same way of life that was back then, it has been taught to us by our parents, by our elders,
Yeah.
even though indirectly, not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
praise the government and place
Yeah.
No.
places in power, but the same system of community has been passed
Yeah,
down.
community, yes. Even the politicians are not new. Not they mostly are from the 90s, which is just like a continuation.
The big guys.
Yeah, and also not to enter into any kind of politics, but if it affects us, it's concerning.
Yeah, of
And
course.
like you can't vote properly because the other side is shit.
Your vote doesn't count anymore.
Your vote doesn't count against, which was like, you know, in 2021, 80,000 votes
I don't remember.
were not countable.
I don't remember that part.
Even 100,000, even
Your
more.
vote doesn't count here because you can vote, but at the end of the day, it's like
Same people.
backroom agreements, which
Yeah.
who's gonna win.
Yeah, and the people don't care.
There is a lot
People
of
don't care too much.
underground things
all.
that go on
If-
as
I
far
don't
as
know. I
politics
don't know
go.
if you've seen the movie with You know the actor Sasha Barashnikov, which the movie The Dictator, or just the
Yeah,
Sacha
The
Baron
Dictator.
Cohen.
Yeah, it's a
Very good
comedy
movie.
movie. It's
Very
a comedy
good movie.
It's an amazing movie, and at the end of the movie is the part when he is in a press conference and he's telling like the Americans, like the press were all Americans, and he is talking like, why don't you become a dictatorship? Everyone, it's amazing. You can ignore your people's need. You can put your friends in power. You can have your friends from bankruptcy. You can
What's the
control the media with secretly from your family. And
You can make
He's
your
talking-
friends rich.
yeah, he's talking all about that to an American news press
Yeah.
and telling dictatorship is the best possible way. You know. Meanwhile,
It's the same shit that happens in America.
That's what happened in America. They just call it democracy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You have
it
the
just-
illusion of choice.
What's
Basically,
wrong with the dictatorship?
It's so ironic, and I love it.
It's so ironic, and that guy, I think it's the same guy that played Borat.
Yes.
The same guy, the legend. I saw another movie of him. It's very funny. It's just like it's called like Meeting Bruno or something like that. I'll put the proper title, and it's just like ironically again for democracy.
Yeah.
Again, just like even Borat was a little bit like
Borat was hilarious, and he was
hilarious,
He
but
was just effing the
too much
democracy.
funding.
Yeah, he was doing all of it. Like
Well, you live
First Borat, not the second.
Both
Second
Borat.
is trash.
both Borats.
you live in a system, especially in America, lobbying is a big thing.
Yeah.
So basically, people that have these huge corporations that are at the top of these huge corporations support certain candidates based on their political preferences and their agendas. And these people that are in power are now indebted to the people that supported them financially. So they have to pay back those debts by making laws so these people can prosper even more.
Can I tell you about something like
Yeah.
which,
If lobbying is legal, it's no problem.
It's not about lobbying and all that stuff, but it is basically from Donald Trump's first election when he was becoming the first time president of the USA, and he was running against Hillary Clinton. And it is a press conference, you know, like the press conference which I made before, like the
debates.
Yeah, the presidential debates before the election. It is a very funny part for me, which Hillary Clinton is talking about how he avoids taxes by like.
Yeah, very funny. It's very funny.
But
the
like how you avoid paying taxes by putting up losses, like basically let's say she's trying to say that he's doing tax fraud, but when he replies, he's like, "Oh yes, of course I use them. I use the same tax laws which you have
Put in
approved
place.
and put in place for your friends who fund your campaign, and you had the power to remove those laws who
Benefit me.
who let people like me
Who
take
support the
benefits
left,
who take benefits from these tax cuts. You had the power. Why didn't you do it?
Yeah.
I'm not
your
doing anything
friends.
wrong.
Yeah.
I'm using the same taxal benefits that your friends are. Why did
Yeah.
you not remove it?
Just
I
like
love that part.
the left is just like Warren Buffett. So,
I
and
don't,
the
I
other
don't know
guy.
anything like that,
Yeah.
left or right on the
He
USA,
mentioned
but
some names, just
it's
like
just amazing that,
yeah.
that part.
Yes,
He
and
also-
as Dave Chappelle said, with that, my friends, a Star Wars born.
he said just like your friends who are millionaires now,
Yeah.
Warren Buffett, Soros, everyone.
They're billionaires.
The
not millionaires.
billionaires, sorry.
Everyone. They-
Billionaires.
They take the same tax benefits.
I did the same as them, and you made them more rich. And the other part is that Donald Trump will do this and this if he has power, and he said it on the microphone. Firstly, put you to jail. It's just like cold, just like saying something casual, just like even even right now.
I think what shot Donald Trump into power, yes, it was his bluntness
Yeah,
in his way of talking, which
charisma.
yeah, charisma, but also bluntness because people are so sick and tired of this over clean, squeaking
Propaganda?
image that not
Bro,
just
man
propaganda.
was like, if you try to do something, if you're trying to F America, I don't have a problem with bombing you.
Yes, he was blunt in the way that he talked, and people were tired of this politicized way of
Yeah.
talking,
Yeah.
this Harvard way of talking. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way. And another thing is the media by attacking him.
Give him more attention.
Yes, and ironically, they made him the underdog in politics. And when people see the underdog, they're going to
They
cheer
cheer.
for him.
Yeah.
The Rockies syndrome.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, but still, very good franchise.
So they literally made the same thing they swore to destroy.
Yeah, and the other thing is that his charisma, his way, that's the thing that gave him again the
Of course.
victory.
Of course.
Again, we won't go if they were rigged or anything like that. But please, if,
Okay,
if
don't
it,
move away from politics.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
just this. If it is true that the votes were rigged, please give some money to us Albanians because you
We
use
can't
our
do it.
methods. Like voting your grandpa, for example, or your
3 times, 4
no,
times.
no, great grandpa votes for the
Yeah.
prime minister today.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's move
Okay,
away
from the politics.
Let's move away
From the
from
boring
politics.
stuff.
Let's get into a common passion of ours, which is martial arts. Samuel is a jiu-jitsu
He's a grab you by your back guy.
Practitioner.
He's giving you back shots.
Competitor, say whatever you want, it's no problem.
Practitioner, competitor, whatever. Me and Geni, we dabbled more into striking, boxing, kickboxing. We know a bit jiu-jitsu, but not experts like Samuel.
And a funny part about, I've asked also some other guys, do you think it's like, not weird, but like a little bit crazy that guys, we're talking guys, because
Yeah.
We don't know about you women, okay? We're not women.
Okay.
We can't relate.
No, for the thing that if you see people with like mental issues, with their personal problems,
Yeah.
like when they enter into a martial art or in gym, but it happens more in martial arts because like it's fighting.
Yeah.
It's like attention there, awareness. And like when they enter, they are very shy, they don't know what to do, a new environment, new people, and when they leave, they are just like, I want to go back. And their health, if their health went up when they were in,
Improved, yes.
when they improved, when they leave the gym, they decrease. Their mental health goes, or you go back to the point zero.
Yeah.
That's another way of saying it. Do you think it's weird? It's normal? It's just like, or it's the effect of the martial arts and
No, let me tell you something. Basically, they say a healthy mind is in a healthy body.
yeah. Well,
And like there are a lot of people who go into martial arts, whatever they're trying to do, like whatever they have passion for, they go in it for the dream,
yeah.
to reach the tops. And other people just go there like to have that mental health, that physical health, and basically to let's say dump all the work,
Shit.
everyday stress that they have at work, at home, whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, if you wanna just put your hoodie on, your headphones on, and just punch the just
Punch the
draw-
bag.
Yeah, just punch the bag. You can do it. Like you will have the strength for 20 minutes, continually punching the bag, and then everything will drop down because your adrenaline falls, your
Yeah.
power falls, your sugar falls, and then you have let everything go. But it is very important, basically, to do something. Like if you're not the guy who will be like, well, I'm not doing martial arts, and then I get a hit, anything like that. Go to the gym, do whatever you like.
Yeah.
Go, I don't know, play football, play basketball, go running, whatever you.
Even
it's comfortable
there-
for
Physical
you.
activity, basically.
Even there, every physical activity has the probability of getting injured. You know,
Yeah,
if
we're
you
not talking about
yeah,
injuries.
yeah,
So like, talking,
yeah.
like if you ask most of the
you
guys
can't
today,
avoid that.
No, we're not talking about injuries. I'm
Yeah.
talking about if you ask most of the guys today, like I tell people, like I see like, boy, you should go in boxing. Like you have a good physique. Like if you drop the gym, you go into boxing, you will get bigger, stronger, faster. Like and you will be better in any way. And then they have the response, no man, I will be taking it personally. Like if he hits me, like
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because
Like,
people have the
You
weird.
have to try it first and then talk about it because there you will be met with a mutual respect if you give this respect.
Yes.
If not, then you're gonna get
But
F.
here's the problem. Even sometimes it's the movies' fault that have created this general pop culture idea. If you go back to like the Karate Kid, that people that do martial arts that are very good at them, sometimes they use that knowledge to bully people, and they think when you go to a martial arts gym, this idea of people bullying each other or one-upping each other, taking fights personally, it goes there on as well. but where thing is here. If you go to a martial arts gym, first of all, the people that you're going to meet there are going to be pretty much your level.
Yeah.
So it's not you un-upping the other, unless you're fighting a kid.
Basically, we're not gonna put you directed to the best guy of the gym.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're going to
They
fight
can tell you
on
to
your
get
level.
away from him.
Yeah.
To learn. Also, if you do some dumb shit there, you're going to get punished. Like a trick our professor has used when you start just talking and you're not doing the exercise, or for example, when you're being a bit too rough with a person that is part of the gym.
Yeah.
You go to the toughest guy in the gym,
They send you directly
and he
to this
disciplines you by whooping your ass.
Yeah.
So you can't really be a bully within martial
You
arts.
go into the pack of the wolves, and you're just a sheep there. That's
It basically has a code, like, it needs to be mutual respect. You cannot go there and be like, hey man, I'm the toughest dude
Motherfucker.
I'm the toughest dude in the gym. Like, you're gonna get humbled real quick.
Yeah, and another kind of stuff is that people that are the bully type of guy, and they go a little bit, their character changes, not too much, but it has the little bit of improvement. Like our professor in Jiu-Jitsu has his kind of thing, he wants everybody to compete.
Yeah.
For fun, for medals, for honor, for everything.
Whatever
that
they
you
want. He just needs them to
Need to
compete.
compete. Especially he invites the guys that are bullies,
Yeah. So they can get
little or
humbled.
strong, and
They can get humbled.
it happens so that the guys that are act tough, are bullies, when they go to competition, probability is they will get their ass beat.
They will get humbled.
Whatever
real quick.
sport, whatever martial art it
Because
is.
here's the idea, a lot of bullying, how it works psychologically, is that you first act tough with the victim. For example, they open up, they're like, oh, I'm gonna beat your ass, who the fuck you think you're talking to? When you go to a competition, you don't really have this psychological advantage over your opponent. Like, you're basically two guys that don't know shit about each other and about to scrap. You haven't exchanged any words.
This is gonna tell like an example.
Yeah.
When we were in the gym together, the last time which I came, like I did like the last year basically when I was.
Yeah.
If you remember, a kid came there.
Yeah.
He was younger than us, but he was in a very good shape, a very good physique. And the funny part is this: like that day, and then at the end of the day we had sparring. And then that day we also had basically some friends from the professor. They were like, they were not martial artists or combat sports and things like that. They were like skydiving guys, you know?
Yeah.
But they were older guys. One of the guys was like basically like 2 meters tall. And he was like 30 years old. Like the kid was like a 15 years old kid, good physique, but was a 15 years old kid.
Yeah.
But he was a new guy, and what happens to the new guys? They don't know how to control their strength when they spar.
Yeah.
They think they have to go all out. No, sparring is not about going all out.
Sparring is to learn.
Your
Now the
technique.
funny part was this. I was watching the two spar, and like the big guy, the older one, he was getting agitated because he was not controlling, the other kid was not controlling this, what he was doing, and he was getting agitated, but he was like, he was gonna feel bad to hit the kid, you know?
Yeah.
And I saw it. Basically, I was training you on boxing that day, I had you. and then basically I tell him like, stay here for a bit, or like just take another guy just for a round. I go to them, break them up, I tell the big guy, go to that guy. I tell him to go to Gertu.
Yeah.
Gertu was like one of the oldest guys in the gym, and basically he would teach you. Like he will
Yes.
tell him, I want to go 10%, I want to go 20%, I want to go a lot. He will go out with
Light.
you.
He will go light.
He like basically he will see
Whatever
how good
the
you
hell you
are,
want,
and
yeah.
will put you in the place. And I take the kid, and I was like, oh man, we're gonna spar together. Like, we're basically like the same height and stuff like that, so to make him feel comfortable. And I was seeing him, like he was not being bad intention, but he was not controlling what he was doing. He was just going, oh, all loud and stuff like that. And basically I spare him once, spare him twice. He was open everywhere, everywhere.
You had
like,
if you wanted, he was
open,
dead.
He was open everywhere, like ribs, head, feet, everywhere. Like, and I was spare him once, spare him twice, spare him like a lot of times. And then the one time, I just see him, and then basically I slip his jab and put mine directly between his eyes. Yeah, like the nose.
Nose. Yeah.
You know the jab which I usually do?
Yeah.
When I push you back, that annoying jab? I did that.
Yeah.
With a little bit of oomph. And like he was trying to go harder and stuff like that, and basically the point I hold him back. I was like, dude, chill. For the moment, for the record, not to brag, but you cannot compete with me. I have like 2-3 years. Like if I want to hit you, I would have hit you like 20 times. What you're doing here, this is sparring. It's not about to beat your opponent. This is about learning. And I was telling him, I don't spar with anyone who is not better than me. When I spar, I'm looking to get my ass whooped.
Yeah.
Because I need the guy to be better than me to learn. You are here to learn. The sparring is to learn, not to tell like, control your power. I was teaching like, control your power, control what you're doing. Don't go like, oh, you're not here to beat your opponent, you're here to learn.
I think it's said by my...
And he was like,
I remember
I didn't know.
in kickboxing. It was me and a couple of other kids.
Sorry, his dad punched me in the first week. In the first week, he let me spar. Because like, let's say he was impressed and stuff. Like, in the first week, he let me spar. You know what he did? He's like, let's spar together. Because he noticed something which I was doing wrong. What I was doing wrong was this. As the minutes go by, I was getting tired. My guard was dropping. And it was like the second minute going to the third. And the guard was dropping. I was getting tired. Like, it was the first week. And he hits me like right in the eye.
Oh, shit.
I directly understood that my guard is dropping. And he was like, do you know what I hit you? Do you know what I hit you? Yeah, I know.
I remember when...
This is the proof.
I know.
I remember when I started taking kickboxing classes, and it was me and a couple of other kids, same age, same build, pretty much. And we would do sparring, but we would do it with each other. Because my ego wouldn't allow me to spar with someone better. I wanted people that were on my turf. And at that time, I wouldn't spar with the intention of learn, be tactical with
the beginning.
I was just trying to blow off steam and beat the other guy up. And we would get, I remember once something hurt here, like it cracked a bit. Thank God it wasn't something dangerous.
Serious.
But I look back at that time and I remember how stupid I was, and I thank God that I was able to walk it off and not get injured in a traumatic way that might have hurt me for the rest
This
of my
guy right here with talk.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, when sometimes you came in the jiu-jitsu class, I think, or it was
a wrestling class.
a wrestling class, and the professor wasn't there most of the time. And it happened that we would spar. We would be the only guys, and we would spar. And with him, I let him. With beginners, I let him
Jump the guard and do the stuff, like, you know.
not jump guard because it's dangerous.
When I say jump the guard, dead in the guard.
I know when you say jump guard.
I'm not talking about flying
Standing.
armbar.
No, standing jump guard, but fun fact, it's not allowed anymore.
I know it's not allowed. When I say jump the guard, just like, okay, come.
Yeah.
Like you can grab me. I'll let you.
Yeah.
I will give you a free headlock.
Yeah. And the thing is that I will let him do most of the work. I will just I will see defensive. One time that I will see him opened, because jiu-jitsu is about space and angle. I will just turn, get back, or get an arm, or everything.
Yeah.
I remember trying wrist locks with him, and I was just telling him with eyes that tap,
You should tap.
tap.
Yes.
With
You're
your naked choke.
You're not getting out of this.
With your naked choke, is that I can hear his breathing.
Yeah.
My ear is very used to like when people are just like okay,
I
they are
was choking
defending.
on my own breath.
He would just he would just and I would just
And I
telling
would
him,
not tap.
man, tap.
Tap.
It's not
He
shame.
has had to let me go a couple of times.
Tap or
because
nap.
Yes.
Tap, snap, or
was-
nap. 3 options.
I would either I would either be knocked out cold or have a limb broken because my dumbass didn't understand the concept of giving up.
Yeah, and the other funny part is that like with most of beginners, it's just in jiu-jitsu or in martial arts, it's called the beginner's honor syndrome. Like I'm the new guy and I'll prove that I'm worth.
You're
It's
here to
just
learn,
like it's
dumbass.
stupid.
You're here to learn.
It's stupid. Like with him, I had him, for example, in arm triangle. I know how to execute it.
Yeah.
I've done it in competition. Like in
And my
competition.
dumbass did not.
Yeah. Or baseball choke with
Yeah,
no gi. like no gi, it's more painful,
It's
but
not painful
needs
because
to
you
be
don't grab the
quicker.
gi, you grab directly on the neck.
If you have the gi, you grab
You
it
grab
like
by
this.
the gi, but if you
Yeah.
don't have the gi, it's directly on the neck.
Yeah,
It's the hands behind your head and it's twisting your head
it's
and
just
neck.
like this, right?
Yeah, I know, man.
And yeah, and the thing,
At
and the
this
thing
point,
is
I've
that
learned
I
how
would
to
see him
tap.
like I would talk with my eyes to him, like, tap, please. I'm merciful, like with the beginner, but will be some another kind of dumbass that is not very merciful that will put you to sleep because he
Yeah.
doesn't care. No, some people care, mostly don't care. That's the thing.
I know.
It's just like in competition. If he would have my arm in armbar, he would break it if I don't tap.
You know,
It's
like,
the same thing.
when we were back in kickboxing and you would see like me, here to dance, like basically older guys, when we'd spar each other, there would be an all-out spar because we knew each other, we knew
Yeah.
our level, basically, and we knew our moves.
Yeah.
Like if he, by his body movement, I would know where we hit, and it was 100% all the time.
Of course.
Basically, that's it. But when we do it like with our friends, with the guys which we train together, we know each other. We know what we're gonna do. We know what we're gonna hit. We know our combos. But if you go in like basically with the new guys, at that point, at one point, I got at the point was it was like I was also training the guys that would come in. Like I would love when some like people would come in and basically it was we're doing kickboxing like sparring moments. And they say, oh, I've done boxing. You've done only boxing. Okay, good. Here's kickboxing. Be patient. Like, look.
Be aware.
Be aware because it's the whole body moving. Like,
Yeah.
and I would love it. I was just like, he was like very good. He was getting his own boxing. I would just like light kick him here inside the thigh.
Yeah. Warning.
No, it's not just a light kick. Just
Yeah.
like basically like a tap. You know, like
Yeah.
Throws them out of their own rhythm.
completely out.
Distraction.
Because they don't know how to like take the kick. Like they don't know what to do. Like move the feet back, move the feet inside, or like when I'm putting the kick, go forward with the jab. And I would lower it,
Nothing.
and they would get out of what I'm supposed to do now. Like, dude, chill, just a light tap.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like
but it's the ego. Like
Yeah.
you have to leave the ego at the door.
yeah, you
when
let
go
the ego.
into martial arts.
Yeah.
leave it in the dressing room.
Not even not in the dressing room. Leave it outside, far away as
Fun
possible.
fact: I was sparring with Geni once. We were sparring, but I somehow I didn't hear the bell, and I basically hit him after the bell. But I wasn't expecting that kind of power because I was going all out and I thought he was going all out, but he was more experienced and he just hit me with a punch that rocked my shit. I stood there dumbfounded. What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Bro, why?
Today, for example, if you go back and you would go in a sparring all out with him, how much rounds would you like
Okay, like
leave?
Well, he was merciful. He did not hit me with all his strength. He gave me room to breathe. Plus, at that time, I was past the transition point of a complete amateur that I would just go with ego. Yes, I would go like 100% in strength, but I would also try to look and keep my guard up. And I had better resistance. Of course, I did not win any of the sparring matches. He
Yeah.
whooped my ass. But at the very least, it wasn't as one-sided as when I actually
Yeah.
began.
Yeah, so
Change.
basically if you went together in a competition, the first fight, your first competition, and Geni is your opponent, like the people of the jury that does the brackets is kidding with you. And for example, if you enter in a competition, kickboxing, and you are in the same weight as Geni,
Yes.
maybe not. We're not doing weighting.
If we would be fighting together, we would be the same way.
Yeah.
It's weight classes, bro.
Yeah, wait, for example, imagine, and like your first opponent, your first competition is him.
Yes.
Like the guys that are doing the brackets are fucking kidding with you. You're putting you with the
Yes.
strongest of the category. So you will go out on the first round.
Well, listen,
I would, you know what I say no because
I'm just messing,
You know-
I know you'd be a little bit...
no, it's not about that. You know how I used to spar. Like
Yeah,
I was always watching what he would do.
yeah,
You know, I was the counter attack guy.
yeah.
Always. I was the counter attack guy. I would like reel you in, and I would like, oh, I got him now, and then you're like, oh, what happened?
yes.
I was never the guy that would go like boom, boom on the assault. reel the guy in.
Yeah.
Let's see how he does. Let's
Okay,
see.
but even if
how
I
he
lost
strikes.
in the first round, as someone puts it, it's like if you go in a first round and your first opponent is like, I don't know, Floyd Mayweather, for example, or Mike Tyson.
It's
Like if you lose to the best person, you already got what you wanted.
Yeah.
Because what if after that it's a bunch of 15-year-olds that are weight bracket and have been doing boxing for
Yeah,
like 2 months?
but
You don't feel satisfied at all.
It happens
Yeah.
in competition that, for example, the guys that organize the thing know which guy is very experienced.
Especially here in Albania.
In Albania,
Especially here.
it's joking in competitions, we
I
know,
know.
because
It's
people don't have money to fund a proper competition, and they can even get referees.
And they need like a rich guy. They get his skin in the competition.
Yeah,
Get paid for like his kid to win, and
Yeah.
they would fund the whole tournament. Like, and it's
Yeah.
very known.
yeah, it happens that, or it happens that the funds that are for the competition goes to some guy's pockets.
Yeah.
Again, it happens. Another kind of thing
Well,
that
that depends on the sport because, for example, like in jiu-jitsu, it rarely goes to things like knockouts and arm breaks. But like when you get, for example, if you go to like a straight competition, for example, kickboxing, if I land a high kick that knocks him the fuck out, even if the guy's kid
We're talking-
wants to win,
No,
We're talking about
the thing is that
amateur boxers,
Yeah.
like when you are with the headgear and the feet gear and everything, like you have the shin pads,
yes.
the headgear. You cannot get knocked out
Yeah.
with the headgear on.
it happened.
Of course.
We had a podcast about the AGP competition. Please watch it. I put the link down here. Watch it because it was a very good podcast.
Yeah.
Which yeah, please.
You-
It's
Okay,
more
well,
than
No
the
problem.
Sorry about that.
Technical issues. And the thing is that on that competition, the only thing I was worried about, because beside our gym and the other gyms, we
Yeah.
had the kids competition.
Yeah.
Mostly, I was worried about the refereeing, which
That's
in
the whole
Albania,
problem.
I've seen it's a very difficult problem.
Yeah.
I'm talking in general martial arts as well on collective sports. I'm not putting any kind of difference. But the good thing is that the AGP, the federation, which
Yeah.
moves in every country, and it was the first time they put good referees. They
Okay.
pay the referees, they pay the tickets, the food,
They funded the whole thing. Basically.
they fund all the thing, and they don't care about he knows this, he knows that. It happens some mistakes, of
Yeah,
course,
of course.
which are intentional or not. It depends. It wasn't the
We're gonna call
Think.
it human mistakes.
yeah, or human mistakes, or sometimes there is a little bit racism. In general, it
Yeah.
happens. But that was the thing I was worried about. I've seen MMA competitions or wrestling competitions that referees fuck up. They fuck up. To be
We
honest.
have Herb Dean, like he's the heavyweight official for the UFC bounce. Like
Yeah.
Herb does mistakes, like, and he is a fucking professional.
It happens.
Yeah.
In football, it happens a lot, which.
Let's not talk about football.
Okay, because some cases are fucking egregious. Like, come on.
Yeah, or just like your toe is like this offside.
Yeah, but what really bothers me with the smaller scale competitions, because I understand in something like football, like World Cups and Champions League and things like that, like we're talking about millions and billions of dollars or euros
businesses that
Yeah.
fund that.
being played. Like if it's a smaller local competition and you do fuckery with
Yeah.
You have nothing to gain.
the jury, yes, it's all this stupid, asinine ego that just ruins a lot of people's dreams, because especially in amateur competitions, a lot of people that might go there might be kids. They might be
Yeah.
like 15, 16, and if they lose the fight because of an unfair system, they might just give up because
Yeah.
they're 15. They don't understand that in the long run it does not matter. They want the now, and
Yeah.
in the now I work
They
so
don't
hard.
understand that the amateur record will not be considered at all.
Even
Yes.
the amateur record, or in jiu-jitsu is the effort. Because, for example, here in Albania, only one competition happened, the AGP. Before that, we had to go to Macedonia, to Montenegro,
Yeah.
to
Always
Italy.
outside the country.
For the Europeans who go as far as Paris and
Yeah.
Lisbon, even Rome. But all of that, nobody funds us. Okay? Everything is money.
It's
Okay?
From itself.
We agree. We work. Okay? Everybody that wants to compete needs to work to have his own economic
Stability.
stability, because you pay for the competition, you pay for your hotel, for everything basically. If I go there, I waste my time,
and
money, passion, everything. I go there, I compete. I expect minimally to have
A fair
good fight or a fair fight.
Fair
Even I fuck up. If I fuck
The
up,
good fight part is on you, but the
Yeah.
fair part is
the
on the
fairness,
refs.
if I fuck up, it's my fault.
Yeah.
But if I get robbed, just like it is disappointing and it also will give me later the illusion that it's another one's fault. It's
Yeah.
not my fault. But most of the time, emotions, pressure, like the fake audience that is watching you but nobody is caring.
Yeah.
In Europeans you have 10 mans. Only your friend who will record you is watching you.
Yeah.
Your professor may or may, because if you have
He has
two fights at
multiple
the same
fights.
time,
He
he has to be there and there. I understand the pressure. Before not, in coaching kind of situation, now I know. And the thing is that if I waste my time, a professor's time, a friend's time, minimally fair fight.
Yeah.
If I fuck up myself. Or the other guy is too strong, okay, good, next time. That is the minimally thing.
Also, the way you progress during your career or during
Life.
your training within the martial arts depends on who your sparring partners are or who you're learning with.
Yeah.
Now, at the time that I left kickboxing, I got a bit annoyed because it was somewhere where everyone there was kids. Like I was like 17, something like that,
Yeah.
and the oldest one behind me was like 14. And they were skinny young kids, some of them were like 8, 10. Who am I going to spar with?
Under
only am I
15 class.
not only am I the oldest
Oldest?
guy there
Gym.
in the gym in terms of how much experience I got, but also in terms of power brackets, because a 14-year-old does not hit nowhere near as hard as a 17-year-old
Yeah.
or an 18-year-old.
Do
And I got very bored.
Yeah.
And I also developed kind of an inflated ego because I was the best there. And
Yeah.
even though my competition was not real competition, it's still.
yeah, if we have a saying in Albania that better to be the first guy in the village than the last guy in
the
town
city, yeah.
or in city. Yeah, but that is just like a little bit of cliche. The other
Don't
saying,
learn anything about it.
yeah, but the cheesy one, if you're the smartest guy in the room, change the room.
Yeah.
The other kind of
Yeah, I think we talked a bit too much. We
Yeah,
gotta let
martial
Geni
arts.
talk as well.
yeah.
No,
and,
no worries.
no, and I want to ask Geni and address another issue that I've seen as concerning in not only martial arts, but it happens when I teach the kids class.
Yeah.
And I see that kids today are too much distracted, but I think that the first we need to educate the parents. My experience says that, for example, if I have a class, example, I have 10 kids. On these 10 kids, some have some time there, some are new. And the age is a little bit mixed, like between 5 and 12. And I have to mix the thing, just like
course.
10 with 10, 5 with 5. Everybody
Yeah.
learns by game. In Jiu-Jitsu you learn by game,
Of
by
course.
fun, by playing on the kids thing. Also it happens on the
Never
adult.
score. Never score.
Yeah, in adult, for example, games are being put so everybody cooperate. The thing is that I'm worried is just like parents come and tell me, don't put my kid with him because he's stronger. That's the point. The guy that is stronger now, he got beaten by a kid. It's like, just like a cycle. You learn by the best,
Yeah,
and
you
my
become
kid
the
will
best.
get injured. My kid will get injured. Their kids fall from heaven. We weren't fall from heaven. That's
We were made in hell.
No, basically it's like this. I'm gonna explain it to you. Like, it's
What
the,
do you think? It's concerning or
It's the worry part from the parents, because like, okay, tomorrow I become a parent, and if I had my own experience and like in martial arts, I'm gonna like, oh wait, he's gonna get hurt. Like I'm gonna go there. Hey, like, look at my kid. Like, don't put them with someone who's put them in his level.
Yes.
Like, but me, who I was going there in mixed martial arts, and when I was going into sparring, I was going to the biggest guy. Hey man, you wanna spar? I was going to him because I know you're gonna whoop my ass, but I'm gonna learn from you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn a kick, a hit, a combo,
Same
a
principle.
a side movement, anything like that. But not everybody knows that.
Yeah, not everybody.
And it's about the worrying part. Okay, it's gonna get my kid hurt. You remember at one time I got like a friend at the training.
Yeah.
And he came like for like 2 days. I went to his home to pick him up to come to training, and we were there like a half an hour, and mom was like, "What's gonna happen? We're gonna hit my kid? No, he's gonna learn there." We were the same age, like we're both in 9th grade. We're the same age, and his mom was like, "What's gonna happen to him? He's gonna get hurt." It's like, you're going there to train. If you're worried, I'm not gonna let him spar. Nobody's gonna let him spar. It's his first week.
It's the same thing with kids.
Because they don't know.
Yeah, with kids I have kind of a mixing kind of thing, which I do. The guy which has like more experience, I put him with a little guy and I say him, go easy, let him fight.
And let him learn.
You're doing defense, he's doing all the offense. I say to him, you do 50%, 100%.
That's how it goes.
To give him a little bit confidence. But in jiu-jitsu, the probability to get too much hurt in comparison to boxing,
Yeah, it's way lower.
It's very low.
the only thing that you get, like your fingers will go like this,
It's gonna hurt a little bit.
it will hurt.
If you remember, how many times did I come to you and say, like, I sparred that guy and he was doing 20%. How many times did I come and tell you that? Like, I was going all out and I was like, he's doing 20%, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I knew. Because I was like, what's this guy's training? Okay, he's done my time. How many years? This year's okay, good. I'm gonna fight him. He's gonna whoop my ass, he's gonna whoop my ass. Am I gonna learn? Oh hell yeah.
I want today, for example,
I think it's the fact
It's
that
the
we
same
have
thing, yeah.
like a sort of background in martial arts that we understand if we have kids tomorrow and we send them there, like we know that he is going to get hurt potentially,
Yeah.
but it's going to make him better. While most parents don't have that. But as a teacher, you have to explain to the parent, and then depends on the parent's character. If he's a person that has truly brought his kid there to learn, or is he or she
Just sending him there like to do something.
to do
Yeah, just
something,
waste
or
1
just
hour.
become tough and beat everybody up? Because there's a lot of parents that just want their kid to be this tough macho guy that beats everyone's ass like the Steven Seagals.
Every
or
parent
whatever.
has this kind of thing. My kid is the best. My kid is the best. Of course, the thing that I'm worried about is becoming too much overprotective, as
This is
well
the problem.
letting, making every wish of your kid come true, and making them feel more and more comfortable.
They don't let
I
them
have-
grow.
Yeah, they don't let them grow. Is the thing. I have kids there that they just doing the warm up, just like the rotation, bear walking, and they say, I don't know this. Okay, try it, no problem. And they
Man,
just
how many
like
times have we sparred together? How
Yeah.
many times? Like, not the jiu-jitsu part. In the jiu-jitsu part, like I would tell him like go all out on me, like because I knew when I was like on my limits, I was like, okay, I can't do anything more. I'm caught here. I'm gonna tap.
you had good endurance still.
Yeah, but how many times like when we like would get into sparring, like in boxing, kickboxing, I was very getting annoyed with him because he's a very good in jiu-jitsu, but he's shit in boxing. Doesn't do the guard problem, anything like that. And I would be like every time, I would like put your guard like this. If you're not doing, I'm gonna punch you. And he would like still, and he would still do like the bad punch. I was like, you cannot throw a hook on me. I have basically a 20 centimeter, I'm 20 centimeters above your head, and at least 5 to 10 centimeters reach. You cannot hook me from where you throw the jab or from where I throw the jab. You're never
I
gonna
was
catch me.
more short. You
Yeah,
you
I was
had
taller. I had the
like
reach.
the same body, but
I had the reach on you.
Yeah.
And I was
Different
like,
weight
don't do
class.
this, don't do that. If you do it, I'm gonna punch. I was like, doing it again. I was like, okay, now is the time. Boom, punch. Well, I did it. I told you not to do it. And he would go continuously like that. But basically, what the thing was this. When we were sparring, me and him, his dad would come. Like, his dad was basically the teacher in the kickboxing class in the jiu-jitsu. I was like, teach him to box. I was like, how am I gonna teach him to box? If he doesn't want to learn, kick his ass or like punch him. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I was watching him and I said, you want to really make punch your son? I was like, he's here to learn. And I would be like, okay, man, but don't come talking shit to me after that, you know?
He didn't come talk shit.
No, he was like,
Yeah.
did you punch him?
If
Yes,
you
how
don't
many
whoop
times?
his ass, I'm whoop your ass. So
I would
Yeah.
love to spar with his dad. I was like, come on, we're gonna spar together. And like, I would love to do jujitsu because he would teach me like, you're doing this wrong, do that, and then of course in the end it's not that I would tap him out, you know, but would do like jujitsu and then until like I had no more strength left, and I was like, okay, now I'm good, now I'm done. And I would do everything like what he learned from his dad, and I would come and beat his ass in jujitsu. It was like, when did you learn this? It was like 30 minutes ago. Like, when did you learn it, man? Your dad taught me.
Yeah, in jiu-jitsu it's more like learning by not only tapping but by napping sometimes.
By doing it, man.
Or by getting hurt. I don't, for example, I didn't know that if I would go 100, the other guy would go 100% to an armbar, I should protect properly
Yeah,
with
of course.
with the right grip, not just like doing this for the sake of it. Just
Yeah.
like protect your arms, keep them closer to each other.
Of course.
It happens that sometimes I let the other guy do the thing so I can practice it.
Mhm.
It happens. Sometimes you tap, sometimes you escape. That's
or
the
sometimes
thing.
you
You know-
just freestyle like I did and
Yeah.
basically got my arm on my
Yeah,
side.
I did it in a competition once in 2018 that just like I was in guard and I would just do the trick here that you just make him a little bit like uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know.
But I would stretch my arm too much, you just like turn his body, armbar.
Of course.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
resisted and I couldn't stretch my arm for 3 months. And I would cry a lot because like,
It hurts.
shit, because nobody was doing in training that. And I was just like, okay, no more this. Now, proper way.
Don't
And that's
risk
the
it.
thing. And also it's very, with parents, okay, it's trendy now to your kid to do like 10 courses. 2 languages, piano classes, everything.
Stuff like that.
They are over
Nerd shit.
they are they are over tiring the kids.
Yeah.
We can say kids are becoming more distracted. They can remember what we did last time.
Yeah, of course.
So we forget sometimes. That
Yeah,
because
but like we forget because when you have a lot of experience, it sometimes might fall into a routine. But these young kids, they don't have enough experience to for it to be their routine. They're just distracted because they're constantly on social media, on things like TikTok that has like 30-second videos, and they're dopamine hitting. And,
just
and-
scroll.
and they
It's
can't
not
focus
just
for shit.
that. It's not just that. Like what I was something which basically I was watching when I was training myself, and I would see people like avoid the basic stuff. You cannot think about okay, I'm doing this 3-4 shot combo if you cannot throw a proper jab.
yes.
Like it would be like a jab like this. No man, like if you're gonna throw your jab, extend your arm to the end, twist it, put your chin like this, protect it. If you cannot do that, don't go for the other stuff. Like you have to learn a move step by step. Like you have to and you have to
it's true.
practice the basics every day.
You can go to a 10th floor.
Because you know what
You need to walk all the way.
because you know what they would do,
Yeah.
like people like the new ones that would watch like the older guys when we spar, they would see us basically when they would do you know what the guard like the Mayweather
Yeah.
guard.
Yeah,
I used to do it a lot.
Yes.
the close
Same.
one.
Yeah, because
Klitschko did it as well.
yeah, like
this.
I did this because I'm a left-hander, and the only reason I did this, I was staying like I was not staying like a southpaw, I was staying like a right-hander. But the reason why I did this is because the left hand of mine had the power and the speed, and I would just keep the right for protection. I would just throw like the left, bombing the left, bomb, bomb, bomb. And like the kids would watch and say, "Oh, I'm gonna do that." Like you cannot do that. Like even I learned that by mistake, like by trying it, not by
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna do it directly. Like you
Another-
don't know the function of it though.
Another
As Bruce
thing,
Lee
yeah.
said, I fear a man that practiced a move 1,000 times that
Yeah.
a man that
Practice 1,000 moves one time.
I will say that it's one saying that the practicing techniques or the practice in itself is the father of boredom, but the mother of wisdom.
Yeah.
In Albania, we say "Perseritia babaj mërzitjes nëna e dijes."
Yeah.
Okay, so it's true. Our professor says it a lot. He said it himself one time when we were doing the trip to go in Montenegro for a competition. Just like he was telling one guy, "Why don't you come to me and say to me, I want to do the test. I want to do a test to change my belt." Okay, do it, no problem.
Yeah.
Even if you fail for the test, I think you're ready. But professor, I have a lot of techniques that I didn't have time to practice. He said at the time, I'm ready to. He would get the black belt the same year,
Okay.
but just like 4 months difference.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I've been a brown belt for 6 years, and I don't have time right now to practice techniques. Let the work part behind, the other job that he has.
Yeah.
I don't have time to practice anything because there are a lot of things to practice. Practicing, learning techniques, you choose, you select. Which one do you want?
Which
And by
suits me
that-
better.
Which suits you better? Imagine if the guy that has like more than 15 years doing the thing and he says that I don't know a lot of things. It's just like the saying that I know something that I don't know nothing.
Yeah. Like if you remember when I would spar, like I was always the guy which had the reach, and I would basically practice the waves and the like the go downs and anything like that, but you would see me never use them. And you know why? Because I cannot do a wave on a shorter guy than me. I'm gonna get punched in the face directly. Like I would practice everything which is necessary, but I would never use it in the spar. And like, why I'm gonna wave? I don't need to wave. I'm gonna keep my distance, throw my jabs, and basically just let him tire him out until he thinks like, okay, I'm gonna get him now, and reel him in, punch him.
Yeah.
That's how I do. And you would see me basically when we do the warm-ups. I was the guy that at the time when I had most time of it, like I was the guy going in front of the line, and my warm-ups would be this. We're gonna do jabs, we're gonna do crosses, we're gonna do hooks, we're gonna do uppercuts now. I would, on the warm-ups, I would make them do the practice like the basic moves, because I know they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know they wouldn't.
Yeah,
like,
it's,
You have to do them properly even when you're just warming up.
And you know why? And it was funny because they would see me throwing jabs all the time. Like whoever sparred me, they would see me just throw jabs, and my jabs would piss them off because it was always the nose or the eye. Like, dude, you see me just doing the jabs. Why do you avoid them? You see how much I'm doing with just the jab.
yeah.
Like every counter which I did was with the jab. The jab was first, and then came the other shot.
Because
They would avoid it. Like.
yes, because
Why avoid it?
here's the things. One, they want to be the guy that knocks out their opponent, but they want to do it quickly with this Mike Tyson type idea. You know, Mike Tyson trained relentlessly to be able to do that with a very unique type
Mike
of
Tyson
style.
got beaten in his gym, of course, a lot of times to
Yes,
get there.
like that's the idea. People don't want to do the annoying part of the job, which is getting the other's guard to drop with jabs, with light
Or the
things like
dirty,
that.
or the dirty part.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you have to know what
And the
you
other-
do too, though.
And the other thing is when that I've noticed myself when I would throw jabs, there wouldn't be an actual location. It's a general area that I would throw it mostly. Like I'll throw it at your face,
Yeah.
but I wasn't aiming for something like you just said, like the nose or the eyes. I was just throwing it to throw it. I wasn't actually doing it with purpose, and that also hinders you a lot.
Of course.
When you practice a move and when you spar with an opponent, you kind of learn which are the weak points of that opponent. For example, when I sparred with someone, one thing I knew is that someone has like his weak part in the face is his nose, so I'll target his nose. Of course, I wouldn't be 100%. Like I'll hit him a bit in the nose to throw him on his rhythm, and then go for like a hook or an uppercut.
Combo.
Yeah. Another question that I've thought that would be very interesting for
Yeah.
the. No worries. If you heard noise, it's just Andrew trying to take us good photos.
Yes, is
Please.
being Andy.
Take good pictures for this guy. He loves attention. And
Come on, man. Proceed.
everybody loves attention, so don't be too hard. Okay, the question was that, do you think that a good way is to implement more or to do more propaganda for the martial arts or the sport in general to the new generations? It's like our generation and the other ones. It's like it would be a good approach, or
I
it's
know,
impossible.
Like, I know what like basically not say propaganda, but marketing. Like
Propaganda.
Yeah, let's say like to do marketing. Like it's not the marketing part fails here in Albania. The part is this: people aren't used to like with the idea that you can like you can take a future with the sport, like because we had very few people who actually made a living. We're not talking about fortune, a living.
Living. And too late. Too late in life.
And that's why people like step back of it. Like even today, if we're talking, basically, I know very few guys, which are my age or just a little bit older, who are basically becoming successful with the martial arts part.
Yeah.
Like there's very few people.
My jiu-jitsu professors, for example, each one of them has another life outside the gym. They have their own businesses, work, kids, stuff like that, and everything. They have a life behind the gym, and they do for the fun part or for the passion kind of thing. But I'm saying that not on the scale that I will make a living out of it, but just it's better right now.
Pick it up as a hobby, as a
Pick
passion.
it up as a hobby or as a way to maintain your mental health, which is very in a crisis right now, especially in men and then in women. I'm saying that the both genders try sports.
Yeah.
I think
I have some kind of people that just say very sincerely that I've come here for my mental health. I want to feel good for myself because I've let myself down a lot of times. I want to feel good about myself.
How many times they came in the gym, hoodie on, headphones on, and just be like, "Don't talk to me today."
Like 60, like 50% sometimes.
40% of the times I was just like,
yes,
I would avoid even the warm up.
I
I
think
would come straight, put the reps on, gloves on, hoodie on, headphones on. I was just like direct to the bag, and you would just see me just unload.
Yeah.
No technique, no
Only
nothing.
Gertie would approach you on that.
I would
days.
just like when I would spar, I would be like a technical guy, just like throwing the jabs, opening, doing the combos, and when I would get in that part, was like I just want to let steam. You would see me throw hooks with no measurement whatsoever. I was like just throwing hooks, like body, head. I was doing all the time, and then Gary would come like, "Come on, we're gonna spar." No, we're not gonna spar. You bitch gonna spar. And you would see us like we hated each other, like we are cousins. We loved each other, and we
First cousins.
and we would hit each other like we had beef. And at the end of the day, we'd be like, "I whooped your ass, bitch, and no way you were whooping my ass, man."
Imagine first
that's the
cousins.
funny part.
Imagine brothers.
Yeah, but the people, because we have all seen a lot of people that come, they stay there like a month or two, and they just leave. The marketing is not the problem, it's the discipline.
Yeah.
Like you need tremendous discipline, tenacity, and a will to go on in this thing.
Yeah, of
and
course.
people, unfortunately, people that actually go through with this kind of lifestyle, let's say, is people that absolutely need it, or they're going to head down a path of self-destruction. It's the people whose life quite literally hangs in there. Is the people that go through with it. Most people that just pick it up as a fancy thing give up because they don't actually need it. They just want something to do, and they get bored eventually because it's a very boring process to the point until you see results.
It's very shitty. You need to stay a lot of time in the mud for you to just like be in the like not in the elite of the gym, but to be just like experienced guy. To be an experienced guy, you need to accept loss. Accept
I'm gonna
loss.
tell you something which is coming from
Yeah.
personal experience.
Please.
Like when you pick up a sport or anything, you have basically to see what is best for you or for your body. Like I have people who be like, "Oh, the gym is the best." Good for you, man. You feel good about it.
Your choice.
Do it. Go for it, man. Like train an hour, 3 hours, whatever you want. Is it doing good for you? Are you being a better person you were yesterday? Then go for it. Like a lot of people then come with this idea like, "Oh, I'm gonna become stronger." I had like ton of people approach me like they would be like gym bros, you know, and be like, "Yeah, man, I can beat you." Like, beat me in what? Explain. Like, explain, man. Like, what you talking about? Yeah, man, if we fight, I could beat you. Okay, bro, like you work out, you have a wonderful physique, and I'm pretty sure like you can bench press more than me, even though I was a scrawny kid. Like I had an arm like like a branch,
Yes.
but not like a big tree branch, like a grape branch, you know?
Yes.
Those skinny arms, and I would be like bench pressing 70 kilos. Like, what the hell, bro? I wasn't even 70 kilos myself, you know? And they would be like, guys, man, I can beat you. Like, why are you measuring to me? My sport is not going to the gym, squatting 200 kilos, bench pressing 150 kilos, doing
No.
that. That's not my sport, man. My sport is protect yourself at all times.
Self-defense.
That's my sport. Like, why are you coming up to me? Like, I knew it was the funny part. I was in high school and there was a kid. He was a year younger than me, but he was going to the gym. Physically, man, you can see he was buffer than anything like me. It was like, man, I can beat you. And we had a common friend. He has done boxing. Was like telling me like, don't go for it. Like, man, we're gonna fight. And I was like, man, I'm not punching you. Like, I'm not gonna fight anyone because one time you're open. One time maybe I did not calculate my strength. I hit you too hard. That's a broken jaw.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
Only one time.
okay,
But-
we're gonna wrestle. Okay, man, let's wrestle. And we wrestled, and it was the funny part. Wrestle, let's say, we're like, who's gonna tap out? You know what's the funny part? He was going for strength. I was not going for strength. And what we did, we got down then, and I had my legs wrapped here.
Yeah.
You know I used to do something with my knees
Yeah.
when I would fuck up your ribs
Yeah.
because I had a lot of feet strength.
Oh.
I would block you completely.
Just like in guard.
Yeah, and I would just
stretch
squeeze
legs.
your lungs, you know? Yeah, that was my thing. I had him here, but I did not want to do that. But I had him just a little bit tight there. And put his head in a guillotine. I was just holding it.
Guillotine like
Just
this.
just holding it, like so he doesn't get his head out. Because he was basically a little bit like heavier than me, and let's say stronger. He was trying to pick me up from the floor. I just squeezed him a little bit and dropped him there right here. Just a little bit.
Risky move, but
Just a little bit of squeeze. Man, he just like, this is the floor. He just got me up this bit. I was like,
okay. On that case, no problem.
he
Because
was
it
just
depends
about to
on-
trying to lift me. I was like, man, you're not gonna pull that off on me. Just a little, just a tight squeeze, you know, like not a lot, like the tight squeeze, man. Because
Yeah, so-
when you
yeah.
train a lot, you can endure a bit, but
It's a lot about the ego that deals with it because people think that buffer automatically means stronger. And while yes, we have like weight classes in martial arts, when
Yeah.
we try to do this sort of fair fighting, it comes down who hits who first. The problem with that now is that someone with a lot of physical power but with no technique is not going to hit you. Like you can't beat me if you can't hit me. And I can see an opening and perhaps I might not knock you out immediately. I will hit you with enough power to fuck you up seriously.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing, there's this with martial arts, with sports in general, but especially with martial arts, it's true. It's like Shawshank Redemption. You're in a prison, you're digging through the wall with a spoon, then you gotta go through a tunnel of shit
Yeah.
to make it to the end.
Yeah.
And that's the life of a martial artist.
Masterpiece. Thank you for.
Shang-Chi Redemption.
Yes. We went a little bit into movies. Thank you, my dear. actor.
Yes, I'm the actor here, yeah.
My dear actor friend. I don't know, you're a movie kind of guy, TV show kind of guy, both?
Yeah.
Okay, which one do you think is like, can you name top 5 movies for example? Every kind of genre.
I don't think I can name like a top
Name
5
two, name-
movies, but let's say if we're talking about martial arts, if you want to go for inspiring, you can see the Rocky series. That's,
Yeah,
that's
Rocky
inspiring,
series.
you know. Like,
Wonderful.
and you can go up to the second film of Creed. Like
Yeah.
those 7 movies, if you binge watch them,
Yeah.
like
Or the 3, now I think it's
the third movie is
Shit.
I'm not gonna say shit because I'm a fan of Creed, but it's
Yeah.
like if you want to see like if you want to like inspire yourself and you want man okay you can go for that. Like if you want to go then let's say basically like in sci-fi and stuff like that, you have the 3 first Transformer movies. Like they're amazing.
The first 3.
Yeah, the first 3 movies are amazing.
Wonderful.
And then if you're like a car guy like myself, you gotta love like movies like the first 5 series of Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Those are amazing. You have Ford versus Ferrari. amazing. You have then the movie where
What was
also
like Hobbs and Shaw was like a good one, or
No.
you didn't watch it?
Yeah,
Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw is like a
Prequel?
no, it's a spin-off.
It's
A
a spin-off.
spin-off.
It's,
Okay.
it's basically a spin-off. Is a James Bond with superpowers.
Yes.
You have The Rock holding a helicopter. Like you're not Captain America. You're not watching Avengers. Like, you know. Like, also, Avengers series is a wonderful franchise.
Your favorite? We have 4 Avenger movies. Till in May 2026 is the 5th Avenger
Yeah.
movie.
Which
Which one is your favorite of this 4? It's the first, it's the
if you're
Ultron.
talking about
Infinity
basically,
and-
if you're talking about basically who would be the favorite, of course, it would be the most impactful one, which is the first.
Sorry, we have 5, sorry. Because we have also Captain America Civil War, which are the Avengers.
Yeah, but
So
it's
we
not
have
an
5
Avenger.
Avengers.
It's not an Avenger movie. It's not about the Avengers. It's about
The
Captain
conflict between
Yeah.
Captain
and
Iron
Tony
Man.
Stark.
basically yeah.
Yeah.
It's Steve Rogers versus
Tony
Tony.
Stark. Which team are you? Or you
No, you cannot choose a team because both parties are right and wrong at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
but
moral dilemma.
it's a moral
You
dilemma.
cannot choose between them.
If you-
If we're going for the Avengers movies, the first one is the most impactful one, but the most brilliant one, let's say we can say, is the Endgame movie because it had all the drama, all the moments that fans were dying for.
I'd say Infinity War because Endgame.
Infinity War because it ended in a cliffhanger.
No, because Endgame it walked back on some things. For example, the character development that we got with Thanos in the first movie, it was kind of lacking there in the second. He became more of like a mustache twirling villain in the second movie because it was kind of forced. There's a lot of forced moments. You know what I mean? For example, the entire plot with Gamora being taken hostage by her older self.
Yeah.
Like she could just tap her wristwatch. She didn't have to stop there.
Nebula, not.
No, I'm sorry, Nebula, not
Nebula.
Gamora.
The
No worries.
sister.
She just had to tap her watch
And get back.
in time.
Yeah,
Like
drama
it's
for-
very forced.
or
It's
the-
drama for the sake of drama.
Yeah, and the Avengers. I think the one interesting, which is not very popular, the Age of Ultron.
You know
just
why?
like it was interesting for
You
me.
wanna know why fans don't like Age of Ultron? Because most of the fans are comic book fans.
Yeah,
And if you go into the comic books,
A lot of
Ultron
Lot of shit.
is a higher threat than Thanos.
yeah.
And
I've
you saw,
seen
and
some
basically,
spoilers.
and basically, who has watched the What If series?
Yeah.
We saw there basically the potential of Ultron.
Yeah, just like getting the Infinity Gauntlet or making
He
it
just-
himself.
Split Thanos in half.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a milestone only.
yeah, it's
Yes, there is a lot of things that go on. For example, I'm not a fan of the Avengers series as much as I'm a fan of the X-Men series. Now there have been a lot of ups and downs,
Yeah.
but like my favorite comic book movie of all time is Logan. It's just a beautiful movie, beautiful cinematography.
You wanna know why I like Logan? Because you mentioned Logan.
Yeah.
Is because if you have seen the Wolverine movie where I don't know what the full title is, the Wolverine movie. It's not the Origins one. It's the Wolverine movie.
The second one.
Actually, the one they go to Japan. You know?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
The Wolverine. That's the
Yeah.
entire title.
Yeah, okay, the Wolverine.
2013.
I don't
something
know,
like
I don't
that.
remember quite correctly, but if you see that Wolverine movie and you have that mutant who is also like, who sees the future, basically,
Yes.
she only sees your death.
Yeah,
And she tells Logan, I have seen you dying with your heart in your hand.
Yes.
It's where he takes the bug out and he gets his full power back.
yeah.
And then what we get in Logan? Logan dying holding the X-23.
Yeah.
His
that's-
heart in his hand.
He's done.
That's why I like Logan, because it basically gave us a wholesome moment back from 2013.
Yeah,
The ironic part is that Hugh Jackman that year got nominated for an Oscar, lost to the guy that played Winston Churchill, but he didn't get
Gary
nominated. Yes, but he didn't get nominated for Logan. He got nominated for The Greatest Showman, which to me is
musical. It's too much musical.
It's something like I've seen The Greatest Showman. He does a way better job in Logan.
I don't
Like
know.
Wolverine is
Another good
his role.
movie, which he plays with, for me, the best actor ever, Christian Bale, The Prestige.
Yes, I was
It's
thinking about the title.
Christopher
but not-
Nolan.
Yeah, I was thinking about the
Negotiate
trailer.
gets real when Wolverine and Batman try to kill each other with magic
And
tricks.
Scarlett Johansson is
Let's say the love interest.
the love interest of
Of
both
both guys
They
in this
form the
case.
triangle
Yeah.
there, and it's just like a good movie. But either of them were nominated. Either of them.
The Prestige is a good movie because it is twists and turns in every
Every-
way. Like
every
until
minute.
until the end. Like if you think you know something, then poof, something else comes up.
Okay.
It's completely different from what you thought it would be.
I have not watched the
Watch it.
Prestige.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
advise
ashamed
it.
of myself as an actor.
you need to see it because
Because you're doing theater, and like for a guy who's doing theater, like I've done myself when I was in high school. For a guy doing theater, the Prestige movie is a very big one.
and another. Gersi, you have a top 5? We talked in another podcast. We were a little bit
about movies,
movies.
Just
Movies.
in general. Okay.
It doesn't matter
Godfather, okay.
the way that you put. it.
Okay, like
Completely forgot about Godfather.
yeah, Godfather.
The first?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably the best movie I've ever watched. Not in an actual order. I'd say Godfather.
Yeah.
I'd say Citizen Kane,
Mm-hmm.
Logan,
Yeah.
Scent of a Woman.
Yeah.
Can I add something to you, like which I forgot to mention?
And Last Tango in Paris, I guess.
I would go for for the movies which Tom Hanks made with the Da Vinci Code, the Inferno, and all of that.
Yeah.
Like 3-4 movies are there?
Mm,
Because the Da
no, I
Vinci
think
Code, I
there are
have
three.
also the book.
I
I
think
have
there are-
also the book of the Da Vinci Code. I
Yeah,
have it in English.
Dan
because,
Brown.
Of course, you have to get it in English. And yes, those are also action movies which I would watch like every time if I get the chance. Like
Yeah.
Also, like you got Forrest Gump,
yeah,
Yeah.
Forrest Gump is very-
Terminal is a very good movie of him.
Terminal.
Catch Me If You Can, which he plays with DiCaprio.
Yes.
And if you just want to watch a movie just for the funsies, you can also watch I'll Be Back. Terminator.
Those are good movies. They have good direction.
I will
Controversial opinion. I think the movie Scarface is a bit overrated.
It is
Some
overrated.
people find-
It's overrated,
It's
it's fun.
overrated, but
Popular.
it's
fun.
It's too much
highly
popular.
enjoyable, especially if you have played Vice City.
First
Like,
time.
yes, when you are in the mood for that type of movie, yes, but like, I think I don't find it that enjoyable. To be honest with you, I think it's like 3 hours long, and I think for the for what the movie is trying to convey and for the story it has to tell, it stretches the plot way too thin for way too long. It's not this. It's not like something like Oppenheimer, for example, that it has a huge story to tell with a lot of character
Based on
development.
the true story itself.
You talked about Oppenheimer. I also have let's say a TV show.
Yeah,
To
Peaky
advise
Blinders.
you, not about Peaky Blinders, because I know you got directly from basically the actor Cillian Murphy. Of course, it's very recommended. But The Man in the High Castle. Just
I haven't
Google
watched
it and watch it. It's very brilliant.
Cillian Murphy is the main?
No, Cillian Murphy is not in the series.
Oh, okay.
The main antagonist, let's say, it's also a famous actor, but I'm just gonna Google his name because I don't quickly
Yeah,
remember.
spoiler alert if anyone wants to watch it. And
The actors.
yeah,
It's John Smith. It's Rufus Sewell. You know this guy? It's Rufus Sewell. It's this guy. This is Rufus Sewell.
I know, yeah, I know.
This is Rufus Sewell, also
Yeah.
for the audience.
Oh yeah, the guy that
watching.
played the.
And he's like the
Yeah.
main antagonist, but the
We'll
best
put
part
the photo
about
here,
is
so no
the
worries.
best part about it is he's like the main antagonist, but he has principles,
Yeah,
and
Just
it's very
not
enjoyable.
like just like the
It's
Tommy
just-
Shelby kind of. No, it doesn't have too much.
No, this movie is like this TV series is talking about what would happen if Germany would win the Second World War.
Yeah.
It's like a parallel universe if Germany would win,
Yes.
and then it will dab in
Okay.
both realities basically from
okay.
time to time. It is very enjoyable, and you can see like what might have been.
Gersi, would you put on your top 5, for example, one of the movies that we saw in Duras, Legends of the Fall, for example.
Oh yeah.
Would you put it on your top 5?
You can put Legends of the Fall there. You can put
V for
Fight
Vendetta?
Club, V for
Yeah, Fight
Vendetta, American Psycho. Like there's a lot of movies. Like the entire concept of top 5s to me is very restraining, considering that.
There are a lot of
movies for, like you can put The Great Dictator with Charlie Chaplin.
Like when I say top 5,
When
or
you say top
for
five,
you,
like
like
you have to make like you have to pick the genre, five for this, five for that. There's a lot.
yeah,
of movies.
a lot of movies, but movies that like when you watch that movie, you got entirely lost. For example, when I saw the Gladiator with
First
Russell
one,
Crowe,
yeah, the
I
first
got
one.
lost. I thought at some moments I were a spectator in the Colosseum
Yeah, yeah.
watching it. Just like the movies that give you the vibe that you lost time, you lost all of your reality.
The Gladiator takes
You have to
100% of your
excuse me,
attention.
Okay.
The Gladiator takes 100% of your attention.
Yeah, Gladiator, of course. One of I will put like my top 5
Yeah.
if I would have. I'm into much of a mixing between mystery,
Yeah.
like thriller, history. For example, if my top 5 would be not in order, of course, I would have Legends of the Fall, which is Anthony Hopkins,
Yeah.
Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
one of his first movies, and there are some other young actors which they got.
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption is
Yeah, of course.
very good movie. I got lost. I've seen it like 4 times, 5 times. Another good movie. It's Troy.
Yeah, of course.
Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
Hector Bana.
Yeah.
Like from that movie, I love the history of the Iliad
Yeah.
by Homer. Before that, I didn't like it. It was very like a bad history explained by bad people. When I saw it, the pandemics,
Yeah.
like 2 times, which is like 3-hour movie, I would like, oh my fucking god, I love it. I wrote an essay like 3 pages for that.
Yeah, but like another movie is Titus. It's based on Titus Andronicus from Shakespeare, which is the most bloody play that Shakespeare
Yeah.
put out there.
Yeah.
It was in 1999. Main actor is Anthony Hopkins. It's a fantastic movie. And it's basically about this war general of Rome
Okay.
that basically lost everything, and there's only one little kid. His entire family is eradicated by his enemies. So the queen of his enemies, he kills her sons and he feeds her their flesh.
I see. Okay.
Another good
But you
movie-
have to watch it.
Another good movie that I like for Ridley Scott is the director of Gladiator.
Okay.
He made a movie called Kingdom of Heaven. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's popular with
Yeah, Kingdom of
Orlando
Heaven.
Bloom
Yeah.
and King Baldwin with the mask
Yeah.
fighting Saladin.
Yeah. I know.
It's-
Tarantino movies,
The Tarantino movies, for example, I like Django Unchained,
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction,
Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
and one of my, I would say this is one of the, I would pick, it's Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. It's an amazing movie.
Amazing.
Inglourious Bastards. It's an amazing movie.
Especially the actor Christoph Waltz, which plays Hans Landa.
Yeah.
In Django, he plays the doctor, which frees Django and helps him.
Never noticed that, bro.
Yeah,
Never
it's the
noticed
same
that
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 2 Oscars for only those 2 movies.
You got also Casino Royale from James
Yeah,
Bond
yeah.
movies. It's great. It's I don't know if you've seen it. It's with the guy that like you. Of course, you got the James Bond played by Daniel Craig. You
Yeah.
got also.
You're talking about the main antagonist, right?
Yes, the main. No, Daniel Craig is James Bond.
Yeah,
the
no,
main
but
antagonist is the
the-
guy that with a leaky eye that looks
Yeah.
blood.
Another good,
Yes, but-
another good
I don't
movie.
remember the name of the actor though. That's
Another
annoying.
good. This
He
year,
played the Hannibal actor in the series Hannibal.
Yeah, but I don't remember the name of the actor.
Yeah.
we will put it right here.
We'll find it.
Also,
We'll find it.
as far as Hannibal goes, if you talk about the movies with Hannibal, you got Red Dragon. That's a great movie. You got Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Right.
Another good movie. Sorry. that I will put it on my list. It's Prisoners. It's with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, and it talks about.
I've seen that one, but I've seen it like way when I was way young and I
You
didn't
need to-
get it back then.
You needed to watch now.
Yeah.
It's like I got lost in 2 hours and a half because
Yeah.
it's just like with the people that abduct children.
Yeah, I know. I've
Torture
seen it back
and
then,
everything.
And basically,
It's top acting, and I don't know why the fuck they didn't get nominated. It's perfect. For example,
Nightcrawler. with
Nightcrawler.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Nightcrawler.
You know what's funny? Like, if we're talking all about this movie, like, I won't talk about just a movie which I got hugely, but amazingly hugely disappointed.
What?
Joker Folie Edouard.
Oh no.
And you know why I got disappointed?
I
Because
don't plan to see it.
you know why I got disappointed?
don't plan as
because,
well.
I've seen Joker first when it came out, it was good, then I just did a rewatch on it before the second movie came out, and then I was like, okay, we're gonna go and watch this movie in the cinema. I regretted the money I spent, to be honest, fully regretted it, and what I got disappointed mostly is because I did not watch that it's gonna be a musical.
You didn't know.
Every time, I did not know. Every time it would get good, interesting, they would just start singing. I was like, oh my god, just stop it, please.
There are some clips that
Because
people.
here's one thing, I believe they try to do it in the traditional sense of a musical, which does not suit the Joker movie. If you're going to make a
Live in a
musical,
cliffhanger every 5 minutes, bro. Cliffhanger every 5 minutes.
yes, but like if you're going to do like a Joker musical, it has to be absolutely fucking terrifying. We are talking about a villain that it's
It's insane.
It's
It is.
completely insane. It's ingrained in pop culture. It's a staple of pop culture.
It would just be it would be good if he would just be stabbing people. Like, you know, if you would get like the Joker from the Batman cartoons, like
Yeah.
it would just be like just
For
stabbing
me-
people and doing
for me,
random
for me-
stuff. That would be good, but no, it wasn't.
For me, the best Joker ever is Ledger Dark Knight. Masterpiece, very good movie.
If you see the part when they go to like the fancy dinner party,
Yeah.
co-actor,
It's all
she is-
improvising.
She is actually shit scared because
Yes.
she's not expecting to get a knife in her mouth.
Yeah. Also, they didn't expect because Heath Ledger would just do the Joker without makeup and everything. And when he came with his,
He would terrify the crew.
if you see in the background, you
Yes,
see
he
a
terrified the crew.
plate falling to the ground, and just like people are getting scared, and he started to touch people, and they are getting like, what the fuck?
Because he
And
was getting Joker.
When she gets the mouse,
Yeah.
the knife here, she's looking at Nolan, but
When
Nolan
she
was
gets
just
like when she gets
yeah,
a face
yeah,
like this, she's looking at
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan.
yeah,
Like
Nolan
just
was
cut it, like bro, what's
yeah, and
I'm
Nolan was
going
just
to
like
die here.
keep going,
yeah.
keep going.
But that's what a great actor does. Like
Yeah.
he pulls you in. If you look at some
It's
because
just the part with Anthony Hopkins and Thor first. Like when he's banishing Thor, and when Tom is going like to talk, and he's improvised when he yells like hey, he's improvising. Loki is actually scared, like Tom is actually scared, like the moment because he's not in the movie. It's an improvising that yell. It's an improvising yell.
Yeah.
And
And
it's a great moment.
Another one is when Leo DiCaprio breaks the glass in Django Unchained,
Yeah.
and when
he caught his hand.
he cut his hand, and
Yes.
Tarantino was just like people
Keep
were
going.
just like Tarantino was just like,
It's amazing.
and he went to Leo. Okay, Leo, you didn't fuck up.
Genius.
You're a genius.
You're a genius.
But that's what makes an actor great.
Yes.
Like great acting is just on the brink of pathology. Like you almost forget that you're acting.
Yeah.
Like you feel. And a great actor, Daniel Day-Lewis, the guy that played Abraham Lincoln.
3 Oscars.
He's the only one with 3 Oscars. He was playing Hamlet in a theater play, and he had just lost his dad. And there is a part where Hamlet is talking to his father's ghost, and he started hallucinating his father on stage, and they had to cut him right there because dude just lost his
He
mom.
got off script. He was going bonkers.
Yeah, I don't know if we go to TV shows very briefly. For me, the first and unquestionable for me is Breaking Bad. The best ever TV show to keep you hooked up for 5 seasons and not screw up, not like Game of Thrones. I don't know if you watch
Just a
either
little
of them. Breaking Bad, no?
I've watched parts of Breaking Bad.
For
I know it's great though.
Yeah.
I know it's great.
the second one, a little bit unpopular, is Lost.
I have not watched it.
It's Lost. It's like, for me, the second is on pair with Breaking Bad, and the third one is Vikings.
That is my top first. From the moment I saw like Vikings, for the first time I saw Vikings, I saw it actually on TV. Like it would be every Wednesday or Thursday, I don't remember. And then I Googled, found the show, watched it completely from the beginning, and I just saw the acting that Travis Fimmel did there.
The guy that plays Ragnar Lothbrok.
It is amazing. I would love the way they were talking. I would be like, sometimes I was just improvising. I was just talking like the English with no grammar, like how they will talk, because it was so beautiful for me.
Yeah.
I like Vikings so much. I have a tattoo basically. It says Valhalla.
Okay, guys, look at here.
I have a tattoo. It says Valhalla because from Vikings. Yeah, from Vikings. Basically, I got hooked on Norse mythology. Basically, it is a lame term. Like you have to die in battle to reach Valhalla, but for me, it is like you have to become great. Like Ragnar became great to reach Valhalla. You have to become great.
You have to die
to
in
reach
battle.
greatness.
Yeah.
No, like that's the lame term. Like you have to die with the axe in your hand. But
Yeah.
like for me, Valhalla means
Die with great honor and great
not die
legacy.
with honor. Become great to go to greatness.
Yeah, very good message.
If I have to, like basically recommend the show, is BoJack the Horseman. It's not that long of a show. It's animated actually. It's with a horse that drinks a lot, but it's so beautiful and it's so deep. It hits so hard. Like I remember I was going through a breakup at the time. It was pretty rough for me. And there is a line of of an episode I just watched. And basically he was breaking up with his girlfriend, and she was like, "What happened, Jack? You didn't know me, therefore you loved me, and then you got to know me." And it's so beautiful, but it's full of episodes like that. In the beginning, it starts off like most of this animated sitcom start. Like it's a bit goofy. But the deeper you get into the story, the characters are really broken down in a beautiful way.
That's the same thing with Vikings, because it was supposed to be a one-season show.
Yeah.
It was so good that it got basically the 6-7 seasons. Six seasons, yeah. Of course, like the guy that was holding the show was Travis Fimmel. Like,
Yeah. When his death, spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
With it, all of his speech is improvised.
Yeah, I know.
When he falls into the pit of snakes.
Yeah, I know.
Just like for me at that time, it was like a depression time for me at the time.
When he made the speech, and then King
My
Ayla
death
was,
comes without apology.
It was amazing, and then King Ayla, the one who would basically make the execution, it was handed to him because no way in hell he was gonna take him.
By the King Egbert.
He was handed to him because he wanted to die, like, and make his sons fuck up all the whole of England.
A master plan.
Basically, the whole speech of Ragnar is amazing. Then King Ayla was like,
"Deliver me, Lord, from my enemy."
"Deliver me, Lord, from my enemy." I was like, just following him, but you didn't have to talk. Like,
Shut the fuck up.
And if you see King Egbert,
take this W which is handed to you and shut the fuck up.
And King Egbert dressed like a monk, like a priest
the
there.
president.
And he was just like watching, like, come on, my best friend or
My greatest
my
enemy
greatest
and greatest
enemy.
friend at the same time.
And he still walked by foot.
Yeah, barefoot.
He's
Barefoot and by foot.
Your favorite characters? 3 characters from Breaking Bad?
From Vikings, of course, it has to be Ragnar Lothbrok. It is an amazing actor. King Egbert is second because he was like amazing. I love a scene where like when Ragnar and King Egbert are both sitting on the throne, and he's like,
they're talking to each other.
Like, "Are you a good man?" "Oh, yes, I think I'm a good man." "What about you?" "Yeah, I'm a good man, Ebon." And then he's like, "Are you corrupt?" "Oh, deep. And you?" "Yes, my friend." It's like
two people.
It's like people like having a real conversation, even though they were enemies. Like it was a real ass conversation there. Like they were talking like from the spirit, from the heart, like, and they knew each other right away who they were.
For me, good characters. The third one.
No worries about it. The third one is very, very debatable because you have the priest Athelstan. You have Loki, the bold builder, Ivar the boneless, Björn Ironside.
Ube.
You have Ube, of course, which is, I would put in maybe third. You have Lagertha, you have everybody's character. But if I would give the third place, the only reason I would give the third place to Ube was because he has two magnificent moments.
Yeah.
He is like when he goes back to England because Ivar had Kattegat and he could not stay there anymore, and Ube was going back to England. At one moment he's talking like to Torben, is like, I want to be great myself. I don't want to be remembered Ube Ragnarsson. I just want to be remembered Ube. And he goes to the Danish kings, and when he's entering his camp,
The fight that she had, yeah.
before the fight, when he's entering the camp, it's like the first soldier which is staring in the face, and he opens his shield, opens his axe, and just like slams on the shield, and he's like chanting his name, Uba, Uba. And you see the whole army, like 3,000 people chanting your name.
Yeah.
And like Torbe comes up to him and he's like, you see, you are famous. And the second part was this, when he's fighting one of the Danish kings who does not accept his proposal, and he, of course, like tells him like, I take your proposal as an insult and I challenge you to a duel. When he's at the moment when he's laying back on the ground and he's like, I refuse this Christian lord, like I refuse a Christian. He has like basically the god of all gods for the Norse people, like Odin, the All Father, and he's like, I choose the gods of my father, and he's like, Odin, give me strength, and that is an amazing moment. He's like laying on the ground, deep blue eyes, staring at the camera, he's like, Odin, help me, like, and he just stands up and just bashes the king.
For me, Ragnar. Second one close to Ragnar is Björn, his son, and the third one for me
is
Athelstan. Yeah, I like Björn. I have just two scenes. The first scene that I cried is where Björn has to choose between his father and his mother, and at the end they are divorcing each other,
Yeah,
and
he
Björn
goes
goes
back
to
to
his
his
mom.
mom.
It's just like, fucking, what are you doing with your
With
kid?
the man,
Like,
basically, like,
not. And the second part is when Ragnar invades Paris and Björn is just like the
That's an
only
amazing
one.
scene.
When Björn just like does this and all the other
And
Vikings.
You wanna know why the scene is like that? Because in real life, in history,
Yeah.
Ragnar does not invade Paris like that, but it's Björn Ironside who invades Rome like that.
Yeah, Pisa, the one castle, Pisa or Rome.
Yeah, he
something like
basically acts like he's dying, asks for a Christian burial, and then just like BAM! Opens the casket, and it's Björn doing that in real life. But of course, for the plot, they give it to Ragnar in Paris.
Yeah, Vikings is also Lost. It's wonderful. I recommend both of you to watch it. And
Another TV
Another
show
good-
I would like to recommend is The Originals. If you have seen the Vampire Diaries, or heard of it, yeah, like
I've heard but not seen.
okay, like The Originals is a spin-off because of the villain called Klaus Michelson, and
Okay.
it's a very entertaining show, and Joseph Morgan playing Klaus Michelson is
Yeah.
one of the most hypest characters you can ever see. He's brutal, savage, he's charismatic,
Yeah, I see.
and you deal with themes of lost, supernatural, a game of chess for
Yeah.
power, the blessings of family. What does it mean to be immortal? Because we're talking about characters like 1,000+ years old.
Yeah, they're supernatural.
Yeah, and it's great. It's great TV. Like, of course, it has some places here and there where it gets a bit boring.
Every TV has. Every TV
Yeah.
show.
Yes.
only
But
Breaking
like-
Bad doesn't have.
Yes, it's because it was produced by CW. As a concept, it's a great concept, and the execution mostly, like for the first 3 seasons of The Vampire Diaries is great, and also the first 3 seasons of The Originals are also very great. Like,
Yeah.
2 out of 3 seasons of Vampire Diaries is because The Originals exist as characters.
I see, yeah.
Another good one. So, Gersi, we
Should wrap up?
should wrap up
Yes.
right now because our
I'd like
Topics got-
I'd like to thank you for
Thank you,
coming
yeah.
here
Thank
today.
you.
Again, you're a great guest.
thank you.
Like,
the first
First guest.
the first official
Guest.
guest of the Single Nights Commission podcast, but with one detail, not single.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
other one thing, we broke the code or the rules or it doesn't count?
You
You
broke
broke
it
all.
You broke the curse.
He gave me 50.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, so Geni, thank
it
you.
was a great conversation. We had the opportunity to talk with
Many
a
topics.
very mindful person like you about different things when it comes to everyday life and bureaucracies, to a bit of politics, to sports, and in the end,
Yes,
acting
yeah.
and TV shows.
I want to thank you, Geni, and
My pleasure.
you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
You're welcome anytime. And how did you feel it?
It's amazing. Like it's always having is a blast. Like having some good conversations. I always like to say that when I'm with some friends, I'm like to say like late night conversations because that's
Okay.
how they are, like late night conversations.
That's the name of the title of the podcast. Late night
This one.
Thanks for coming
conversations.
up with that.
Thank you as well. Thank you for coming. You're welcome to come anytime,
Yeah, of course.
but not too soon because people need to be a little bit.
They have
Also
to
suspense.
leave it
They
on
want
the
the
cliffhanger.
suspense.
Yes.
And
A
that's
little
it.
bit of cliffhanger, yeah. So thank you everyone for that you watched us. Thank
Hope you
you.
enjoyed.
Comment if you want to see another podcast with Geni.
Like,
share,
comment,
subscribe.
subscribe, do all those good things. If you don't, I will kill your dog and your entire family.
Just don't
Good
cuss.
That's
This is a man's world.